Hey guys, I have zero idea what order I'm going to post any of those videos in. My name's Nicole. I'm a paramedic. I've been a paramedic for about 10 years, and I figure we do a little chit chat as I peel all these hard-boiled eggs, and you can get to know me better. So here's all the hard-boiled eggs that we have. I'm going to save some, and then I'm going to make some egg salad with some. So you can see we have a great array of colors. We have some Americanas and some Rhode Island Reds. So I am trying to figure out what to do with all of these eggs because I was out of town for a critical care paramedic conference, and we have about 10 chickens, so I'm getting almost a dozen eggs a day. So one of the things I already did this morning, which I should have filmed, was doing water glass eggs, if anybody's ever heard of that. And what that is you put all your unwashed eggs in a big jar, and then you do a quart of water, which is 4 cups, and you do a 1/4 cup or 1 ounce of the pickling lime, and you pour it over top of all your eggs, and you give yourself about 2 inches above where the eggs stop, and supposedly they are shelf stable for 2 years. Now, what they're saying is that they're kind of watery and the yolk doesn't stay intact, but it's good for like baking or if you're going to do scrambled eggs or something like that. So I made 3 half-gallon jars of it this morning. So I'm hard boiling some. Anybody who's not familiar with Fire EMS, we cook on shift a lot. So, we bring a lot of eggs to work, but even still, it is very difficult to keep up with as many eggs as we have. So, so we're out here gardening, doing some chickens. I would love to get some other animals and stuff. We don't have a ton of land, and the housing market is psychotic right now. So, but we just added another raised bed to our garden, and my amazing boyfriend built me a greenhouse, which has very much changed the name of the game for starting seeds because I wasn't able to do any of that last year, and none of my seeds made it, and I had to go buy all plants. So the squirrels here also hate us, so I'm trying some new tactics. So we ended up fencing in a lot of our gardens to try to ward off the vegetable predators. So my goal this year is I would really like to be able to can a lot of stuff. So we will see. Lofty goals. But one of the other things that I'm also going to make today, which I will film, is I'm going to make some different kind of jellies and maybe even some applesauce. So we will see how all of that goes. But one of the things that I also did this year when I started seeds was doing the snail roll method. So anybody who hasn't tried that, you take plastic and soil and like seed starter mix, and you wet it on like a piece of plastic. You roll it up, and then you make a little divot and you put your seeds in, and then you add some more seed starter mix on top. Has changed my gardening. So I'm also trying some more fruit plants this year. So I added some grapes, and my blueberries really are hating me right now. So I today picked up some fertilizer for acid loving plants like blueberries, and so I'm gonna try and see if that helps fix the soil. So we'll see. I find that not a lot of stuff likes red clay, so I've had to buy a lot of dirt this year, but we have been fairly successful with that. So yeah, I have 2 full-time jobs and am doing kind of this gardening homesteading thing on the side. And again, for people who don't know, EMS pays like crap, and So, we're away for long periods of time. We sleep like crap. We have anxiety and insomnia and chronic pain and all of that stuff on top of all the super fun PTSD we develop over the years. And so, yeah, just trying to kind of figure out ways to kind of cope with that. And, sometimes you need to touch grass. So if it's something that can, make me feel better, and also I can grow food for my family, then I love that. So I have 2 little boys who are crazy, and 2 dogs, and a cat that thinks it's a dog, and a cat that hates everyone, and a bearded dragon. So I'm gonna keep trying to add to it, because what helps when you're overwhelmed and you have no time to do anything? You add more chaos. That usually helps. And one of the other things is I'm trying to propagate, which I've been pretty successful so far with some stuff. And if you guys want to see some of the propagation things that I've done that actually works, because I love when I watch videos and they're like, oh my God, this is so easy to grow or so easy to propagate. And then I do it and I'm like, so this didn't work. Am I broken? Which, yes, is the answer, but I also teach full time. So it is quite a busy adventure. I would love to get to the point where I have one job and I get to stay at home and garden on my days off, which is pretty much what I'm doing now, and ignoring adult responsibilities like laundry. But at least we're making egg salad, So I have 2 bachelor's degrees and an associate's in biology and chemistry, and then my associate's is in paramedicine. And my associate's, I, funny enough, got last, and it's the only one that I use, so yay, dead. But it's hard out here in these streets. I realize that where I'm peeling that you guys can't see at all. Great, it's so great. The other thing that I never understand is why they build all these tools and stuff to peel eggs. It is really not hard to peel eggs, and these are fresh eggs, so they peel even more like shit than everything else does. So I just don't get it. If you hit it on the bottom, or the flatter part, not the pointier part, where there's more space, and then you just get under see this membrane? You just get under the membrane and then it just comes off, man. I don't know. I see people really struggle with this a lot and I'm just confused. See, just pinch it. And then you just run your thumb along it. Loca and La Cabeza. And on top of that, I very much have a potty mouth, just like all first responders. And I love true crime. It's kind of an unhealthy obsession. And podcasting and all the things. All right, last one. So yeah, so if you guys also want to just hang out and figure it the fuck out, I would love for you to join out on this ride with me. And if not, that's cool, girl. Just keep scrolling. YOLO. Bye. Okay, and I'm going to put some of the just regular hard-boiled ones as an easy snack, high protein, whatever, in one of these little plastic reusable bags, which is the bane of my boyfriend's existence. But it doesn't matter because he's got eggs and he can chillax. All right, and here's our egg salad all ready to go. And yes, we're a Duke's mayonnaise family. And yes, I've tried to make my own and it's always not that great. And I'm going to bake the eggshells so that the membrane gets all nice and crispy. And I'll give them to my chickens or put them in my garden. Hope you like this video.